Morning. Not entirely sure what the day is going to hold for us. It is absolutely freezing. It is about 6 degrees outside. Small chance I could have a reduced route, but I won't know until I see my route whenever I get to my truck. It is so cold, bro. Last week, over half my video got corrupted. It was such a tragedy, and I only had 2 days to work with because of the crazy snow that we got. Over the weekend, we got a message that because Amazon closed as a whole, we're going to be getting some form of compensation for that. Possibly a 2 days pay because they closed and it was out of our control, which is a great idea. Like, whoever came up with that needs a raise. What a guy. Amazon, their expectations can be crazy sometimes and their requirements can be stupid at more often than not. But I will say, they do take good care of us, man. They take really good care of their employees. Like, everything from, they'll bring hot chocolate trucks in here to cater food. Like I said, they're going to be compensating us because the plant closed. They don't do us bad. They really don't. I feel like of all the companies I've worked for, this is one that's been willing to go the extra mile for the employees, and I can appreciate that. I'm wondering what my route's going to look like. I can almost guarantee I'm going to be in Oxford because that's where I always am. I wouldn't mind it. I know the route. I know the area. It's easy to get in, get out, get my packages delivered. It's much better than Hamilton. See, Hamilton, I had a lot of footage then. That's what makes me mad about last week. On Wednesday, I ended up in Hamilton and I had a massive route. Like, it was only 120 stops, but those stops was unbelievable. I'm talking 10 locations, apartment buildings, delivered to the door. Crazy expectations. We got it done. We still got it done, no problem. In other news, speaking of news, who here has seen the Epstein file release? Like, I'm not the type of person to really get deep into politics. I don't really care. I mean, left wing, right wing, same bird. They're all on some bullshit. Like, I don't trust none of them. I think every one of them are out for themselves. I believe the things that they say when they're running before they get into office. I believe they do believe that shit. Like, I don't think they're lying from the get-go. What I think happens is I think they get into these offices and they're just a front man. for some other fucking group of individuals, the big businesses, the corporations that own like every damn thing. In my opinion, they run on these ideas of lower taxes, you know, like da-da-da, whatever. And then when they get into office, they get approached and they're like, hey, yeah, all that shit you was talking about in them little fucking debates, we ain't gonna do none of that shit. You just sit the fuck down, sit in your chair over there, we're gonna tell you what to say, we're gonna tell you what to do, you can be alright. There's gotta be a bigger driving force behind all this, because when you think about it, a lot of these presidents all run on the same thing, yet they all meet the same roadblocks. They don't end up following through. The only one that really did follow through with a lot of what he said during his first term was Donald Trump, as far as like gas prices and things like that. Now, I don't agree with a lot of crazy ass shit that man says and his hateful ass attitude. Like a lot of that stuff, I do not like that. I'm speaking strictly financial of what he said. He did bring gas prices down in his first term. Now, this second term has been bullshit. That man ran on so many things that he has not pulled the trigger on. Threatening tariffs every other week and then getting bullied out of doing it. It's stupid, bro. Like, it's stupid. Nobody, I don't give a fuck. Like I just said, politics, I don't give a shit about. So please don't get down in my comment section and try to debate me on politics, because I'm not gonna debate you. I don't give a fuck. Left wing, right wing, same bird, same bullshit. I'm gonna leave it there. But what's crazy with these Epstein files is all the sickos that have been fucking exposed, from Donald Trump to Elon Musk, all the way down to Ashley Massaro, a former WWE diva that was in wrestling back like a long time ago when I used to watch it. She ended up deleting herself. Rest in peace to that woman, because I don't know the full extent of what the situation was. I know there's a lot of dirty shit that happened in WWE based around Vince McMahon, and now she's in the Epstein files. So I know that young lady went through a lot. Now the extent of her Epstein file, you know, includement I'm unaware of. I don't know if she was included as a co-conspirator or as a victim, but I know she went through a lot. So rest in peace to her. Sad situation. And it's never the answer. Like, self-deletion is never the answer, guys. If you have a problem, and you're a man, especially, because we as men, it's taboo almost for us to talk about our problems. So in 2026, I want that to be, you know, null and void. If you need to talk to somebody, please approach anybody. Approach me. Approach whoever. Like, just somebody on the street. Tell them, like, look, I'm on the verge, man. I need to talk to somebody. They will listen to you. We're all brothers, man. We're all brothers here on this planet. We're all brothers and sisters. You know, we got to be here for each other at the end of the day. You gotta support one another. But, dude, this shit with the Epstein files is fucking sick. Like, that shit with Elon Musk was a nutcase, bro. Like, first of all, he's got some audacity. Like, he's on Twitter calling out Donald Trump, like, oh, yeah, we'll drop a bombshell today. The reason Epstein files haven't been released because Donald Trump's in them. And then, bro, you're in them. Trying to be anyway. It seems like he was getting ignored. Like, almost seems like he was aggravating Epstein, like, well, when's the best party gonna be? And then Epstein's like, bro, can someone get this guy out of my inbox? There was some like messages back and forth where he was saying he loved the torture video, and a lot of the things with the Epstein files that we was hearing, you thought was like just sexual in nature, but apparently, man, there was people getting killed out there and tortured and sexually assaulted, and Prince Andrew's wrapped up in the mix of torturing a girl to death, and just insane, wild shit. Like Donald Trump apparently forcing a 13, 14-year-old girl into giving him fellatio, and she fucking bit him and he assaulted her. Like, what a nutcase. All these fucking politicians, bro, are just trash. Man, trash. Our fucking country is so screwed right now. My thing is even though everyone can see how fucked up all this shit is and how bad things are getting, we're never going to be able to make change. We're never going to be able to make any changes because our country stands so divided. Like, you have people that are worried about a lot of things that aren't super important. Not going to get into it. I'm sure if you think long and hard about it, some of the most heavily debated things about our country are literally meant to divide the stupid. It's divide and conquer. Get the idiots to pay attention to the things that don't matter so we can manipulate the things that do. That's really what that is. It's just sad, man, like the amount of people that fall into that trap. If we could all just finally fucking unite, you know, come together for like a real cause, we hold the power. We hold the buying power. They've got some crazy military capabilities if the American people got out of line. But here's one of my biggest theories. The reason for our borders being opened like the way that they was, in my opinion, is so they could have like a foreign militia. Because the American people aren't typically going to attack their own. Like if they tried to turn our military on our own people, it would probably be a lot of pushback on that. And I don't think it would really happen. But when you bring in foreigners that are coming from really bad countries, and I don't really want to call them foreigners because we're all one people. I just use that as a term of as an example. When they bring in like people from other countries that are coming from really, really bad conditions and they're giving the ultimatum like, hey, you can take military service or you can go back to where you came from. They're probably going to take that military service and they're probably going to do whatever they're told. So, you know, I don't believe that our military as it is would ever turn on their own, but I don't think we're far off from, you know, sweeping a lot of the people that are here illegally or came during those times and want to stay here into a military type group that would be willing to, you know, do whatever they're told. Could be a crazy conspiracy theory. That's just one of the things that I always thought was weird, because at the end of the day, if we ever did come together, their only option for pushback would be like military force. The military is our families at heart. Like they're not gonna just go out here and get to killing American people for no type of bullshit, I don't think. And that, like, they'll hunt down a specific handful of like nutcase traitors, terrorists, but in the aspect of things really getting to the point where they're just out here kicking people's doors in and, you know, killing people Holocaust like style, I don't see it. Crazy little tangent, but I just thought them Epstein files was insane. And it's like, you never really know who a person is. You would expect our government and our politicians and the people that are like in charge of making the big decisions to be people that have morals and people that are, you know, stand for something and have gotten this far based off of, you know, some intelligence that isn't just given to everybody and some, you know, humanitarian ideas that are for the greater good. But then you hear shit like this and you're like, man, this motherfucker is just it's just a piece of shit that just got in office because he knew a few high power people. Like, it's really just about who you know more than about what you know. Like, if you just look at a lot of our politicians, they just don't. A lot of our politicians seem incompetent at their jobs. You don't even know what a lot of these people fucking do. Like, what does a Secretary of Commerce do? Like, I'm sure if you think about it, you can get down to it's probably got something to do with our economy. But nobody can say, oh yeah, he does da-da-da-da-da, unless you went to school to know this type of shit. Like, nobody just generically knows these things that these people do. Which makes it so easy for them to just get into a position, hold it, get some money, and really do very little to nothing. And speaking of the Secretary of Commerce, this guy got up, our Secretary of Commerce, I don't remember his name because who gives a fuck, but he got up on a video, he got up on the news and was denouncing was denouncing Jeffrey Epstein, like, oh, I haven't talked to that guy since 2005, he's a real piece of trash, and then gets fucking busted in the Epstein files, sending emails talking about, my wife and I are on the boat with our friends, and we have 7 children, and names the children and their ages. Like, trying to go to the island. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you need to be that specific? You be like, yeah, I got my wife and my friend, a couple friends with me, our kids, you know, we can pull up. That comes off a lot more normal than, yeah, I got 2 of my friends and my wife, and we got 6 kids, Johnny, Jenny, Betty, Joe, da-da-da, and they're 7, 10, 15, and 13. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And you know, the biggest slap in the face is if any of us, you, me, anybody, got caught doing some wild-ass shit like this, you'd be strung up in court, bro. You'd be facing life. You'd be getting sued. You would be prosecuted to the fullest extent. In the court of public opinion, things like that lead to just ruin for your reputation. But these people have found a way to just slide to the background. No charges, no investigation, and nobody to really blame. You see these names, but who the fuck, what's a name? I want to see these people on camera. giving me a valid explanation for why the fuck you're on email talking crazy. But man, I'm not gonna let nothing like that fuck my day up, man. When I think about it, it pisses me off. It does. It really makes me mad because it's sad. It's so sad for the people that got taken advantage of. And these aren't like adults. Even if it was adults, it's still fucked up. But these are children. These are fucking, who knows where these children came from? Who knows? These children could have came from anywhere. Could be why our kidnapping rates was so high for years. I mean, you don't really hear about that now, and they could still be. I don't know. I don't check the statistics, but I know 10, 15 years ago, kidnapping rates was, you always heard about, kidnappings all the time. It's just sick. Hopefully justice is found, and hopefully peace is found by the victims. But yeah, man, I'm not letting none of that shit fuck my day up. We on route today. We're on B-Pad. We gonna get our route. We gonna get our boxes. We gonna get our packages. We gonna organize them bitches, and we gonna knock today out. We gonna get this motherfucking money day one, man. All right, got our route. Got our truck. 171 stops. So basically 170 because one of those stops is counted for the station. Sometimes it counts 2 of them as the station, but we shall see. All right, we're loaded, ready to do this. 700s up top, as well as awkward 900s and one U81. 800s down low, leading into 900s. One just weird one, no big deal. These super light, not real big deals. These, not the same story. Heavy as shit and packed to the max. Certainly got our work cut out for us. It's nothing I can't handle. Nothing I ain't handled a million times before. I actually just got my message that we're 20,000 packages in. I've delivered 20,000 packages since I started. All right, we're 1 bag down. Just finished this one. Gonna start on this next bag. It is 868, so it'll be this bag here. All right, we are 55 stops in at 2 o'clock. We are not doing well. Pretty sure we're kind of behind, but this route's unbelievable. I mean, whole cul-de-sacs jammed into one stop. If they think I'm not taking my break, they've got another thing coming. So we're going to keep pushing forward. We got some stops up the road here that's side by side. We should be able to hit 70, 80 stops by 3. We'll see. Alright guys, and we're back. It is now Monday. I know it seems like a crazy jump considering where we left off yesterday, Sunday. But I just had to put my nose to the grind, to put my head down and get that shit knocked out because we got back late. It was fucked up. It was a fucked up route. The whole route was apartments. It was really absolutely unbelievable. But we got it done. Today, better kind of, you know. We don't have as many apartments, but now we're downtown business district, which is never fun because you gotta deal with traffic. You know, you got dickheads that get mad when you park in certain spots because it is hard to get around us, but sometimes there's no other option. We have no other choice than to park in an awkward position that might, you know, let me turn this off. That might put a few people in a position to get aggravated with me because I can't help if I'm blocking a little bit of the road. I gotta get out and make my delivery, and that leads to us getting honked at or yelled at. People call us fucking names. I hate the downtown area, but at least we got some work. At least we got some work. 133 stops today, but don't let that number fool you. I'll show you why. So if you look at my main screen here, 287 packages for a 133 stop route is alarming. That's not small potatoes. Now let me explain to you something before I show you this. Just because you see a low number of stops does not necessarily mean you're going to have a short day. I've said this before in past videos. Typically that means your route's going to be super spread out. Not the case today. The case today is because we're in the business district, they're accounting for holdups with traffic. They're accounting for journeys up and down elevators because I got 7th and 8th floor deliveries to make. And let me just show you how many carts you can end up with even on a smaller route. It does not matter. Yeah, shit. 5 carts, 16 bags, 49 overflow. 49 overflow. We got our work cut out, but we can do this. It's no big deal. We got the white van today, boys. Not a bad time. We're doing rescues. So a little mishap yesterday. Let me turn this off. Little mishap yesterday. It was all bad, y'all. I clipped a snowbank trying to turn down a narrow road and kind of tore the trim off the truck. So, drug test this morning for me. But we passed, because of course we did, because we're not a fucking drug addicted loser. And we're at work, doing rescues. Got us a white van. I'm in a good mood, man. Today's gonna be a smooth day. Because we ain't got no camera system. See, these vans, no camera system watching every move you make. Nothing to really worry about. Just gonna get this route done and over with. The snow is coming down. I don't know how well you can see that out there. If you even can. Yeah, I think you can see it a little bit. It's snowing like a son of a bitch. You just can't really see it because it's kind of blending in with the white background. Good old Ohio, man. You never know what to expect. But yeah, guys, just an update. It is just an update. It is Tuesday. I've been trying to do this thing where instead of recording one shift and uploading it, I'm trying to record like a compilation of the week. So I can just, cause it's what sucks. Cause what sucks is when you, what sucks is when I already record the whole video, and then if I record it on Sunday and then I have something crazy go down on Tuesday, well, it either requires a short clip or a whole video. So I'm really trying to stretch it out. And also just kind of show you what a week looks like as a delivery driver rather than just one day. So, like I said, it's Tuesday. Today and tomorrow, that's all we got left, and then we're right back on our weekend. These weeks just fly by. I'm gonna tell you right now, as a delivery driver, if you're looking for a job that's gonna make the days roll by and you ain't gotta think about much, this is the one. I feel like I just got back started, and we're already back to 3 days off after tomorrow. So, oh, and at our pod today, they treated the boy to Dunkin's. We had donuts and we had coffee. Now, typically, I am intermittent fasting, and it's 9:48. So today, I did have a donut. Haven't had a donut in a minute, so figured I'd go ahead and treat myself to one. But yeah, we're getting back to it, y'all. We're back at it like a crack addict, fellas. We about to get to it. See y'all at our first stop once I get loaded up. I meet my rescue. So just as a heads up to any of you guys that are watching this video that have deliveries coming that don't make it, or stopped by the snow or bad weather or whatever, if you pull up to your house and you have it shoveled, or it's, you know, your house sits at the top of a slope that's icy, we're not required to make those deliveries. So if you have packages coming, please make sure that you get out there and shovel your driveway, so you don't end up like these people. Hey, so I had to pull over in this little park, turn this on, because we're in Indiana today out of nowhere. Like, I've never had a route in Indiana, and apparently we're out here now on certain routes. So we're doing a rescue in Indiana, and I got some scenery to show y'all, so just sit tight. Alright guys, and we're back. It's Wednesday, last day before the weekend. Been kind of an eventful week, honestly. We had a minor mishap with a snow dune trying to get down a side alleyway. Kind of messed the trim up on the side of the truck. I had to go take a drug test for that, so obviously passed that with no issue. And we're back at work. Yesterday we started rescuing, and I came to find out we actually deliver in Indiana now. And buddy, let me tell you, I've never been to Indiana except for like one time in my life when I used to live up in Preble County, and Indiana was like a hop, skip, and a jump where you'd go into like, I want to say it was Richmond. And I've only been there like for 5 minutes when I think we had an appointment when I was really little. So I don't have any recollection of what actually Indiana looks like. But I was in Brookville yesterday, and I will tell you right now, Indiana looks an awful lot like West Virginia. Like, it's very, like, mountainous, but it was kind of dreary and gray, and it, like, you ever been to an area that just looks like Crackville? Like, it just looks like it's drug infested. That was this place. It had a really nice, like, it had a really nice place called Brookville Lake that I passed, and, I think I'm gonna take the family there this summer to check that out. It could be interesting. Hoping Katrina's walking by then. That'd be really cool. But yeah, a very eventful week so far. We're back in the white van today. We're back in the white van today. We're doing some rescues. I like to rescue, really, because it's more driving, picking up 20, 25 stops off people, kind of just working at my own pace. I don't know how long we're going to be in the truck, though, today, because if they push it too long, I'm definitely hitting overtime, which I know they don't want. Had a little bit of a disagreement last night with my dispatch, because it was 6 o'clock at night, and 7:30 is our cutoff time for a 10-hour shift, right? So it's 6 o'clock at night, and I'm in Indiana. Mind you, that's an hour and 6 minutes away from the building in good traffic. This woman wants me to go take 20 stops off somebody at 6 o'clock at night and make it back here by 8. Not happening. And I let her know, like, there's no way that that's going to happen, and I'm definitely going to hit overtime if I take that route. I don't mind to take that route, but I would like for you to, reach out to our management and just verify that overtime is approved, because in our industry, if they don't have, like, in our industry, overtime is not paid out by Amazon. That is paid out by your DSP. Same thing with rescue routes. Rescue routes are not covered by Amazon. That is strictly your DSP paying you out of pocket to do that. So they don't like to do it, and they don't do it unless they have to. So whenever I talked to dispatch and I told them, like, yeah, I'm going to be in overtime if I take that, I just need you to get some verification that I won't be in station. Well, that was a slight issue, and they wasn't very happy about that, and tried to get me to go ahead and take it, and I stood firm, and I told them, like, no, I'm not losing a whole entire day to go do a rescue route. I'm sorry, but if you can't get that verified and get that, approved, I'm going to go ahead and come back. Well, after about a half hour, they approved me to come back, no real issue. And because they can only understand where I'm coming from. I got a daughter, I got bills, and I can't afford to lose a whole day to go take a rescue route. I have a text message that was mass texted to our whole entire, group of individuals that work for our DSP, telling us station days are going to be primarily decided based off of your compliance with time periods. Your 10-hour shift. If you're going over 10 hours, you will likely see an in-station day, which is respectable, bro. That's fine. I see where you're coming from. You don't pay overtime. Gotcha. But if I'm being forced into overtime by the dispatch, that shouldn't be held against me. And because they couldn't reach anybody to verify that it wouldn't be, I refused to take the route, and somebody timed out. I talked to my management today about it. They was fine. They completely understood where I was coming from. They did say in the future, if I feel like I'm going to go into overtime, go ahead and take the rescue, but make sure to just text my scheduling manager the situation so he's aware, so I'm not counting on dispatch to relay the message. Dispatch did say that they would let him know what's going on and would make sure I was covered, but I've heard that before. When we was in peak over the Christmas season, we had a cycle 0 set of routes, which is the earliest cycle you can be on to go out and deliver. I was on that team, so that meant I worked 7 to 7 rather than... So that meant I worked 7 to 5 for 10 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That meant I worked 7 to 5 to get my 10 hours rather than 9 to 7. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost 5 o'clock and I'm doing rescues, and she asks me, hey, can you take a rescue route? And it's almost 5. I'm definitely going to go over. And I told her, I guess, but that's going to put me over the 10-hour mark. Am I going to be put in station or have any issues because of it? She's like, oh, no worries. I got you covered. I'll talk to so-and-so. I'm not going to put names out on YouTube, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. Long story short, I get my fucking check and I see our scorecard, and my bonus is taken for going over the 10-hour period. If you go over 10 hours, you're disqualified from your bonus on the spot. So I messaged my management like, bro, y'all took my bonus for doing a rescue. I was done with my route. I did a rescue route to help you guys, and y'all took my bonus. So they had to do an investigation, look into it, verify what I was saying, and they did pay me. But it was a whole bunch of hassle that I shouldn't have had to deal with because I was done with my route if they'd have just let me come back. Instead, I had to go help some jackass that spent the day fucking off. These routes are laid out in a way that you can get your job done. You do not need 12 hours to do these routes. If you're dragging your feet and you're not rushing or you're not moving at a steady pace, you'll fall behind quick. But you can do it, bro. Some routes are harder than others because multi-stop locations and things. Some of them are tighter than others. There are some that will make it difficult to squeeze your brake in. But I don't feel like I've timed out one time in my entire tenure here, and it was that rescue. So yeah, man, long story short, talked to management today. They requested, hey, if they ask you to take a rescue, please just go ahead and take it. We will work out your overtime later on down the road. We got you. We understand where you're coming from. So got that taken care of today. And I'm ready to get this. I'm ready to get this show on the road, man. I'm ready to rock and roll. Get this shit knocked out. It's a Wednesday, and I'm wondering if I can get off early enough to hit the skating rink because I'm doing rescues. It's a toss-up. I could definitely finish the routes in time to make that happen. But you never know how many they're going to send you on. So a lot of people make a mistake of rushing through them and just continuously get more rescues. So if you hurry through your routes, it doesn't mean you're going home. Just because, when I started, you would do 3 rescues and then you was done. No matter how long it took you. 3 and you're done. Now, that's been going for a while. Now they send you home when they're done with you. We've got a lot of amateurs, a lot of new people here that are just not keeping up and not caring and making our jobs harder and making management really crack down on us because they just hired. So let me tell you something. They hired just any Joe Blow over the Christmas season to fill positions and get routes done, but didn't hire them as temp positions. They hired them on, and now the people that have been here are solid employees that show up every day, they get the job done, had no issues up until Christmas. Those are the people that are getting hours cut back because we've got so many people we don't have routes to fulfill all those people's requirements. So instead of hiring these people over the Christmas season as temp positions, they just hired them on, and now all the people that's been here and done good are just kind of fucked, as you can see, I'm rescuing, and I'm probably gonna have to go rescue one of those careless individuals that just thought this job was a quick come up. It's very frustrating, you know. People order these packages and they expect them to come on the days that they order, and I'm no different. When I order from Amazon and my stuff don't show up on time, I'm pissed. Because for one, I have to take days off to make that happen, to be there, because I live in an apartment. Like, you don't want to live in an apartment and be not home when your shit gets arrived. So those are frustrations, man, that we deal with as employees. And I want y'all to know, most of us care what happens with your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we want you to get your package. We want it to be there when you come out to get it. We don't want it to get stolen. We want it to be on time. We care. You know, we do care. I care. I think about that because I'm a customer. I'm not just an employee. I'm an Amazon customer. So I want the same treatment for my delivery that I give to other people. Vice versa, I give people the treatment as a delivery driver that I would want my driver to do. So it's just, man, it's hard when you watch these people that just came in out of nowhere. They got hired into our temporary DSP down in Cincinnati, and then they come over here with us and just fuck up the whole vibe and get the management team cracking down on everybody because you came here not giving a fuck, and now we're having it difficult. It's fucking annoying and aggravating. It really pisses me off. Enough of that rant. Positivity, man. Positivity is power, y'all. We're gonna get this day knocked out. I'm about to go up here and help my mans get his packages loaded up and meet him out here and grab my route. And I think today I'll record more footage than I've been recording. I know the last few days have been sparse. I don't want to make the video an hour long. That's why I'm doing it the way I am. And I'm still working out a format of how I want to do these videos, because I don't want to do just one video. Like, I don't want to do a video of just one day, because not every day has anything interesting going on. You know, some of them are more boring than others. So I kind of want to capture the full week and really try to make one video out of a week at the job rather than just one day. And I hope y'all can bear with me as I work out how I want to do this in this format. But they'll get better as we go. I'll figure out what's more valuable to record. And if you have anything you want to suggest down in the comments, like if you want to see like lunch breaks, or I have an idea, and I'll say this before I leave y'all with this part. Before we get on with the day, I will say I've been considering covering historical facts of areas that I pass on my videos, because there's a lot of like rich history here in Ohio and some beautiful areas in Indiana. So if that's interesting to you, let me know. I'll incorporate those. I'll do a little bit of research while I'm on the road and learn more about the history of the state and learn a little bit about maybe even Indiana. So if that sounds cool, please drop me something down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Alright, y'all. See you in a few. Alright, we're getting ready to start off, y'all. We got 25 stops. Alright, we got 25 stops. Now, well, you can see it because of how dark it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 overflow and 2 bags. Not a bad start to the day, man. And I'm pretty sure we in neighborhoods for this one. So we're gonna be in the neighborhoods. Pretty sure we're starting off with some apartments. I think we got like 9 apartment deliveries. So get some of these knocked out. I'll come back to y'all in a few. We got the bag. So we got a bowl. Let's plug this in real fast. Let's see. So we got light brown rice, but I'll just plug it in as a full serving just to be safe. Because, you know, portions here can really vary. You never know exactly how much you're getting. So I always just do a full portion. 1 portion of steak, chicken, red chili salsa, queso, sour cream, cheese, and romaine lettuce. So all in all, in total, the full bowl comes out to be exactly 1,000 calories. But I feel like that's a nice overestimation, just to make sure in case there's any hidden calories that may not have been accounted for. We're good. I doubt that's 1,000 calories, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. So with that being said, we're working today. We're gonna be doing a lot of walking, a lot of climbing, a lot of carrying, a lot of bending, a lot of stepping up in the truck, which will burn plenty of calories. We'll probably hit about 9,000 steps baseline, and that'll burn, I believe last time I hit about 10,000 steps, it was Gonna say 400 calories burned roughly. So I'm pretty sure we're good. We're gonna fit this into our diet well for today. Intermittent fasting, so we're gonna go get a few stops knocked out, get to a certain point that I'm comfortable to go ahead and start eating. Be good to go. Typically, by the time I get off work and I get home, I still have about 1,000 calories left to have a nice sized dinner, maybe even a snack. I've been really high on like a Honey Crisp apple and some PB2 peanut butter, like the powdered peanut butter that you kind of mix up. I've been really enjoying that. So yeah, I think we're in great shape, great position right now to be able to hit our goals. Looking good on the scale too. So get with y'all in a few, man.